Happy Monday. I'm just out here working in the garden and I just came down to look at my squash plants, and I have discovered, not surprisingly, that I have some little friends on my squash plants. They've kind of exploded a little bit over the weekend, I think. Squash bugs, yeah, they're really evil. They will actually decimate your entire squash plants if you let them. And they're really hard to control once you get a ton of them. And because I practice no spray growing, I'm not going to spray them with any chemicals to kill them. So what to do? You kind of need to get rid of them, otherwise you don't get any squash, and that sucks because I like squash a lot. So here's the squash bugs. I'll show you. That's just a few, and you can see the damage that they've done to the leaves there. And what squash bugs do is they kind of suck the juices out of the plant, and then that kills it. And it's obviously not ideal. So I have found a way to get rid of the little bastards without using any chemicals, and that's awesome. Now, what I do, and most people who I've told about this think I'm either crazy or they just don't believe how effective it is, but I started doing this about 3 years ago, and I used to have like squash bugs on everything. Everything would get completely ruined, and it was really, really hard to grow squash, zucchinis, cucumbers, anything in the cucurbit family, because they would just go crazy and kill everything. And you can put row cover over your plants, and that works for a while, but there comes a point where you have to take it off and kind of let the pollinators get in at the flowers so that they can actually get pollinated and turn into vegetables. And that's when the squash bugs seem to love to move in. So a few years ago, I bought one of these things. This is a weed torch. I got this one at Lee Valley, but you can get them anywhere, really. It's essentially a roofing torch, but the tip is a little more directed. And I use this thing to cremate those little bastards. And it's really, really effective because all you have to do is instantly touch them and they just shrivel up and die. And I don't love killing things, but when it comes to bugs that are eating my garden, I'm pretty happy to get rid of them. So I'm going to show you how this works. Now, ideally, I would come out in the morning really early when the plants are still dewy, but it's been super dry here lately, and there's no dew, there's no moisture of any sort. So I got the hose out and just spritzed down the plants a little bit, and they're actually already starting to dry. Like, I spritzed them 2 minutes ago. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already probably, I don't know, 28 degrees or something out. It's pretty hot. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I do. So I'll find a leaf here with a bunch of these little jerks. And I'm just going to light up my weed torch. And what I'm going to do is just instantly touch, like really quickly touch those bugs, and they're just going to die. I also do this to the eggs that they lay on the leaves. Let me see if I can find some to show you. Sure, there's got to be some here somewhere. Where there's squash bugs, there's always eggs. Oh, there's a bunch right there. See all those little dotty things? Those are squash bug eggs. So yeah, so you can also touch those, and then it kills the eggs and they don't get to hatch, which is super cool. And by doing it this way, I'm killing the squash bugs, but because I'm not spraying the plants, I'm not actually killing all the beneficial insects like the bees and the wasps and all those kinds of things. So I'm going to light up my weed torch, and I'm going to show you how this goes. Okay, the weed torch is on. It's cool. It sounds like a jet engine. And we're just going to put in here. I don't know if you saw that, but those squash bugs, they just dropped off like crazy. You can try again. And that's it. It's super easy and it's super fast. And yeah, if you get them like early in the game, then they don't get a chance to breed as much and lay as many eggs, and you don't end up with the problem nearly as bad. So it's a good idea to check your squash plants every couple of days, and just as soon as you see those little buggers come out, and hit them with the flame. Everybody asks me, doesn't that burn the leaves? Doesn't it hurt your squash plants? And here's the thing, squash plants, like, they have a ton of leaves. They're super leafy. So I find that if I do it really quick, it doesn't really do much damage to the leaves at all anyway, but the leaves are so prolific and so big that even if you do damage a leaf or two, you're going to do a lot less damage to the plant by taking out one leaf and those little bastards than if you let them have their way with the plant. So happy squash bug hunting. I hope this is of help to somebody, and I think it's an awesome way, very therapeutic, to get some revenge on little buggers in their garden. Happy Monday.